Thanks for meeting.
Of course, happy to help.
All right. So, where are you from?
I grew up in Santa Rosa, which is a North Bay, pretty close to Bodega Bay. I actually grew up on a quarter horse ranch. We had cattle, tack shop, feed store, so I was used to tackling cows and riding horses and working real hard out in the fields.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was your childhood like?
Wow, how much time do we have? I'd say my childhood is probably a lot different than what you guys are experiencing. I grew up with a single mother on a ranch, and we were probably just above the poverty line. So we raised our own food. We scrapped every day to try and survive. Things were hard. We had a rule at the ranch. When all the animals were fed, then me and my brother would get fed, and I would come home from practice from football, and I'd get home at 9 o'clock at night. My mom said, go out and get your chores done, and when you get done, I'll make you dinner for it. It was a very hard life in retrospect, but I look back, and I wouldn't change anything for what the person that I've become, learning on what hard work takes.
Wow, that is insane.
It was different.
What sports did you play?
You know, my mom being single, she was dating a fisherman, and this was when I was about 12 years old. And he was a big sports guy. I didn't know anything about sports, and neither did my mom. So my mom was smart enough to realize that I was a young man with lots of aggression, working really hard when we're suffering. And she thought it'd be a good idea if I did some type of sport, just go out and do something. So the gentleman named was Ron. He introduced me to football. He played high school football, so I started playing Pop Warner football. And not having a father in my life, I was lucky enough to play football with not very good coaches, but great men. And they looked after me. A lot of them became father figures to me. I played football, and I figured out that, wow, I could play football, go out, beat up all kinds of people, and everybody really liked me. And I was a very quiet, shy kid. And it was funny that I was rewarded because I could go out there and just, beat up, tackle guys, and everybody liked me, the coaches liked me, and I kind of figured out at a very young age ago, if I want to get out of my situation, sports was going to be my ticket to do it. So in high school, I was a very good football player. I also played baseball, and I was also on track. So I did 3 sports throughout my high school career, and then that got me into playing football at UC Davis. I was recruited, got into school. We all have motivation. It's either a little bit of fear or a little bit of greed. I didn't have any greed at that time. I was very afraid to go home and go back to my town with all my friends and be a failure. So I told my mom I left Santa Rosa in August of 1985. I graduated in 83, so I did 2 years at junior college. And I loaded up everything I could in my little car, and I told my mom, Mom, I'm never coming home again. And I never did. And I did sports. I played rugby in college, and which kind of catapulted me to rugby, where I'm at Jesuit.
So how did you get into rugby coaching?
When I got done in playing football at UC Davis, I got into commercial real estate, and I was a broker, and I do development now. So I played in college, and I played for the Sacramento Men's Club, which was like a semi-professional league. And I played there for 20 years, traveled around the world, played in other countries, and played at the highest level you could, except for the national team. When I was playing for the men's club, I met a doctor, Dr. Kasigian, who had all the boys went to Jesuit, and 2 of them played for the national team. So while we were playing, he kept saying, "Hey, John, I think you'd be a good coach, and I think you should come and coach for Jesuit." While I was the captain of the men's team, I'd never coached anything rugby before. I coached actually 1 year of varsity football for Winters High School when I got done at Davis. So he kept saying, "Come on, do it." I go, "Fred, what is Jesuit High School?" I had no idea what it was. He goes, "Oh, it's this Catholic private school." And I go, there is no way I'm going to go coach a bunch of rich kids. I have no interest in that at all. He laughed, and I just kind of let it be. Well, he kept asking me, he goes, "Come on, just do it. And I go, "Great, here's the deal. I will coach Jesuit for 1 year, We'll practice 2 days a week. I don't want to talk to any parents, and I don't want to talk to anybody at the school. You're going to have to do all that stuff for me, and I'll come do it. And after 1 year, you need to find yourself a new coach. Well, that was in 1997, and 23 years later, we're still at Jesuit, and we're still doing it.
Wow. Did you coach anywhere before Jesuit?
I had not. This was. I always wanted to be a coach, and the reason I wanted to be a coach was the impact that coaches in my life at that age had on me. It basically probably saved my life. You know, I was, like I said, it was a very tough situation, and a single mom trying to do the best she could, but it was hard, and I had a lot of resentfulness towards what was going on because it was tough. All my other friends weren't living and struggling like we were. And when I got through the whole process and I got older, I look back, I go, I kind of get it. And I thought coaching for me was a way to kind of give back to how lucky I was to have great people in my life to help me get to where I'm at. And my 23 years at Jesuit, we've been very successful, more than we had planned. It wasn't ever to win national championships, and we've won 9 national championships. We've played for the national championship 14 times. And we've been runner-up 6 times, and we've taken 3/3. So we've been successful beyond my imagination. But the impact I've had with the players and seeing the players to this day, I have guys that work for me. I see guys that have kids now. That's what it was all about, and that's what it will always be about, is that relationship with the players, seeing them grow, seeing them grow up, seeing them go through the same struggles I had, and be able to offer advice and support and see them grow up to be the men that they are is really the reason we have the program. I think we're the only sports program on the campus that doesn't cut. We take everybody in. What I've learned over the years is that a kid who's a freshman or sophomore may not be physically mature enough to where he's going to be, and to cut that kid early on, he might not ever do sports again. And I think sports is very important, especially for young men who are trying to develop. And we allow those players. I've had players as freshmen couldn't walk and chew gum. Seriously, just like, my God, this kid can never. What are we gonna do? And by their senior year, they've grown up, they've filled out, they're mature, and they're the best player we've had in our program. So I think it's really our goal, especially the Jesuit for the rugby program, is to see all those men have an opportunity to contribute and do something very unique in their life. I mean, to participate at that school at a high level, to win a national championship, to play for a national championship. What I always tell my guys is, when you win the national championship, you're only one of 30 players in the entire country who said, I'm the best high school rugby team player in the country for that year. And as I see those guys, the guys I see from 1999, I always say, I got the national champion. And they put it on the resumes, and it's something that will uniquely bind all of us together forever. And I think that's the reason we really kind of do it. That's the reason I do it.
So what do you look forward to for your next upcoming season?
I'm excited about the next season. We took 3rd in the Nationals. We ended up losing in the semifinal to Gonzaga, who we seem to run into every year for the national championship. And we had a very good team last year. I was very proud of the guys. But we have a young team coming up with a real high rugby IQ, which means they're smart. And I look back into all my national championship teams. They weren't always the best athletes, but they were always the smartest players. And at the end of the day, I'd rather take a really good team that's very smart than a very athletic team that's marginal in the rugby IQ. The team that we have up, we'll have a lot of juniors with a good mix of senior leadership. I think the expectation is national championship or bust, which is really our goal every year. But I like what they've been doing in the offseason. They've been getting together on their own. They're asking all the right questions. They're watching games. They're bombarding myself and the other coaches with questions. And that's what it takes. If you want to be a national champion, it is extremely hard. And you're going to have to do a lot of things before the season starts to achieve that. And so far this team's doing that. I'm excited for them. I'm excited for our coaching staff. Our JV program has produced a lot of top players. And I think 2019 is going to be a great season for all of us.
Oh, I really hope you guys meet your goals.
Thank you. So do I.
Thank you so much for being here.
You bet. Thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it. You're welcome.